Hi, my name is Andrew Catterton. This is a YouTube video, so I don't pay for YouTube, so I have a limit. I'm the guy that started the petition that was Let Skyplex be built, Let Orlando Grow. That has achieved tremendous success. People from London, from Paris, from Hong Kong, all over Orlando, all over the country have signed this petition. What it is a project has been proposed that is the tallest roller coaster in the world. However, what's amazing about this is it's wrapped around an actual skyscraper that is lit up with LED lights and is roughly tops out at 600 to 700 feet, which for most cities you would say that's not a big deal. I guess for Orlando it's a huge deal. But this building has passed the staff, Orange County staff, but went before the Orange County Zoning Board, and it ran into a problem. It's across the street from Universal Studios, and Universal does not like that competition. Orlando, I know it. I'm a fourth generation Floridian. My mother used to be a police officer there. I have a lot of roots there. And it's, I keep track of the development there because I've always planned, on moving back. But the amazing thing is, I'm scared to move back because I don't want to move back to a city where progress is so regressive that literally one of the best proposals of developments that any city would give an arm or a leg to has literally been squashed by Universal Studios, Orange County, and all the different, powers that be in Orlando. I can't fathom it. A lot of arguments have been made by them as to why it shouldn't be built. It goes before the Orange County Commission this December. Now, it passed the staff vote. It failed 3-4, the county commissioners. No one showed up to oppose it. Only lawyers from Universal and a lawyer from the city of Orlando showed up, which Universal Studios is in the jurisdiction of the city of Orlando. Yeah. So right now it's going before the board, and this petition has been started. I started it. It's Joshua Wallach. I think that's how you pronounce it. It's his development, and I looked at all the renderings, the planning, where it's located, and it is absolutely perfect. Like, it cannot be even more perfect for the character of that area. Again, I've lived there. I've seen that area. Now, it can be a cheap tourist trap area, like I remember seeing a lot of that, or it can be a very high-class building, in a beautiful area that will spur other buildings to be built, increase urbanism, prevent suburban sprawl, which means the mass development of homes all across Orange County, destroying wetlands, destroying forest, and increasing traffic, etc. This project is about 600 feet tall, and I'm not associated with it in any way. I wish I was, but I'm not. But I'm here to make the argument as to why it should be built, and I only have a short period of time to make it. It could be a major stepping stone for Orlando into the international community, or it could be a colossal failure that will be known internationally. The arguments they have made are light pollution. One, that is an absurd argument. Why is it an absurd argument? It is in the most densely populated area of Orlando, where the light, if you look at a map of light pollution around the world, it is right in the center of the highest level of light pollution that can be measured on the scale. So this development right in the middle of it is not going to contribute much to it at all. In fact, it should contribute light, because that is what that is what this development is supposed to do. It's supposed to grab your attention. It's an entertainment area. And if we want to be a city of entertainment, then you know what? We have to lights, camera, action. That's the saying, not dim the lights, camera, it's ridiculous. Next argument was the height. Now, Seattle has buildings of 950 feet. Hartford, Connecticut has buildings of 560 feet. The tallest building in the city of Orlando at this moment is a 441-foot building called the SunTrust Center, which, according to Empress, isn't even a skyscraper. So if this was built, it would be the only skyscraper in Orlando, which people say no more big buildings, but there aren't even big buildings in Orlando, and I think there should be. Height is perfect. It's perfect because it towers over the area. It can be seen from all of Orlando that's elevated, like the highways where you want tourists to be seen. If you live in a house, you probably will not be able to see it because trees, other houses, it's unlikely you will be able to see it. But if your house can view it, well, then your home values are going to go up. Just like the home values have increased downtown since they built the View and other high-rises, but they have a 450-foot height limit. But in Thornton Park, the home values since the early 90s have increased radically, incredibly high. So another argument was that it would be out of character. It's International Drive. It's across the street from Universal Studios. When Universal Studios came in, they built it across the street from a high school. They built it across the street from an orange grove. And they did not think it was out of character then. But this building, which according to them they are not worried about because they are worried, they compete on a world-class stage, not according to this building, yet they've done everything to undermine it. So they are worried about this building. And instead of working with the developer, they've decided to work against it, or against him, and against the city. And the county seems to be accepting that. Why? I don't know. I guess very little foresight, little realization about the impact it can have, little realization about the other projects that have been approved. Just half a mile down the road, a very tall 425-foot glass-encased mall with a helipad on top has been approved. So what's the problem with this? It has a nightclub, it has a drop tower, it has an observation deck, it has the roller coaster around it, it's lit up, and it'll be the only building in Orlando that will literally be symbolic. Where when you look at that building, like the Eiffel Tower, the Leaning Tower of Pisa, the Empire State Building, you look at it, or the Golden Gate Bridge, you look at that and say, that's Orlando. And that can do tremendous benefits, have tremendous benefits for the city, and for even the state itself. It will create, apparently, 4,000 temporary jobs and 1,000 permanent jobs. Now, I don't know how many families that equates to, but all I do know is if people ask, where are the jobs? Where are the jobs? Where are the jobs? Well, here they are. But Universal and Orange County, and probably a few old-time Floridians, are like, well, we don't want those jobs. I mean, you can't have jobs if you don't expand. It's another ridiculous concept. And they worry about the traffic. They say iDrive will be slow. Well, here's the thing. iDrive is deliberately slow. So tourists, when they're driving through, go, ooh, what's that? I want to go there. Ooh, what's that? I want to go there. If you don't want to go through that, you drive on Interstate 4. It's simple as that. Or you take public transit, which is the obligation of the county and the city and the government there to provide for the people to halt the traffic and halt the ridiculous concept of it's going to be too much traffic. You know, it's a tourist area, of course. There's a lot of traffic. And the really dangerous thing about this is that Orlando has the potential of relying too much on just 3: Universal, SeaWorld, Disney World, and that's it. And you've seen what happened to Detroit, to Flint, Michigan, to Cleveland, to every city that has relied on 1, 2, or 3 different companies. When those companies go under, they better have a backup plan, because otherwise those cities, like countries, can collapse quickly, very quickly. And that's what scares me the most about Orlando. They worry about the safety, however the benefits way outweigh the risk. Sinkholes are a common problem in Florida. And they say, well, what if a sinkhole opens up? Well, in California, earthquakes are a problem. But that didn't stop them from building buildings. They didn't say, well, earthquakes are here, so screw it. We're just not going to build anything here. They didn't do that. Instead, they said, let's build it to survive earthquakes. New York, we get flooding. We had Hurricane Sandy. We didn't say, or at least up here, there was not the concept of let's stop building. Terrorism. We know there are going to be terrorist attacks, probably. But we didn't stop that. We didn't let that stop us from growing. And Orlando's a new city. It needs to keep growing. It cannot stop. People think like Orlando can somehow rewind and go back to being a cow town, with orange groves and that. It's not happening. It's one of the fastest growing cities, and the best thing you can do is encourage people to move into a denser populated areas, preferably high-rises and mid-rise buildings, to avoid having to build enormous housing projects all over the entire wetlands, the woodlands, which truly increases the traffic, and that truly increases the light pollution, not areas where it's already built up. Additionally, they said it'll complain because it'll cause too much noise. Well, Universal runs 12 hours a day, roller coasters constantly. And so this is the point where, it's a madhouse. It's crazy. Orlando can't do that. I don't know if I have to make an argument for that, because it's going to have 4 surf pools, but they're high up, so the sound waves will probably stay high, and it's the biggest entertainment area. It is supposed to sound noisy. If it didn't sound noisy, it would be dead. It would be a dead town. And taxes, I don't have to argue anymore about that. Orlando should increase its urbanism. There's this intense fear in Orlando of high-rise buildings. I don't know why. I really don't know, because high-rise buildings are what's probably going to save Orlando in the future. Because building out, eventually you can only build up. That's what happened in New York. And that's what happened in Miami. That's what happened in a lot of cities. And a lot of cities are realizing that. And they're deciding, let's develop urban development. Instead of letting, our cities grow out to an exponential level, let's develop inward. Let's become more diverse. Let's progress more. Let's not just build suburban houses, which was done after World War II and has really caused a lot of traffic. That's the reason our highway system is so extraordinarily clogged, is because of that concept. Now, I'm at 14:43 minutes. I'm going to finish my diatribe or whatever in the next video. So, hold on.